guys, it's Emily from Doe Deer Nursery here. It is painting day 1 of my next 2 custom reborn dolls, Serenity by Laura Lee Eagles and Charlotte by Denise Pratt. Serenity is in the oven right now. It's actually, the timer is going to go off I think in about 30 seconds. But right now I've got Charlotte here, and I wanted to show you guys kind of the early stages of where she's at. So I've got these 6 different mottling sponges right here, and these are the colors I've done so far on both kits. Now normally I don't go right to just mottling on its own. I typically do veining and undertones, and as I model I add in, creasing and, start adding color to certain aspects of the kit. But both of these babies are going to be kind of biracial African American skin tones, and so I want the mottling to be the first thing I do. I want it to be very under the skin. There goes the timer on Serenity. I'll get her out in just a second. But yeah, so these are the first ones I've done. First I did blue, and then a red purple, and then kind of a ruddy red, and then I did green, a true purple, and kind of a pinky red tone. So I've got those on both kits, and I'm going to get started on the flesh tones now. So moving on to the flesh wash, I've got this color mixed up here. I'm going to try and put some white behind it so you guys can see it as best as possible. It's just kind of like a rich chocolatey brown. The way I mix it up is just kind of combining a bunch of different colors, some red, orange, blue, a little bit of mint green, mixing that all up pretty thickly with some paint thinner, and then adding a little bit of flesh. I can't remember which number. I want to say like Flesh 03 or something like that. And I'm going to try and do this as best I can. The camera is right in front of me, so it's a little hard to paint and film. We're going to try. So I just have this big flat brush. I'm getting the paint onto that. I'm not, putting tons. And then I'm just going to swipe that on. I like to kind of start at the back of the head and hold the head upside down so that if there are any drips, they kind of drip down to the top of the head. And then, I know it looks super messy right now, I'm just trying to apply it quickly. Wiping it off the lips. Once I get into, the later layers of the flesh wash, I'm very careful to avoid the lips altogether. I don't mind getting it on the lips in the first 1 to 2 washes maximum, just because I don't want the lips to be completely void of color. I will be adding the color in later, but I don't mind getting a little bit of color on it now. Okay, it's looking a little streaky right now, obviously, because I'm applying it with this big brush, but I'm immediately going in with my sponge and pouncing it off. I make sure to kind of get to the face first, because I don't want anything kind of settling there in a weird way. I'm also taking a clean, dry brush, swiping it across the eyes or anywhere where paint is settling, going on to the back of the head. Okay, yeah, and as you can see, as I'm pouncing, any streakiness or blotchiness is going right away. Something I learned too, just by trial and error and mistake when I was kind of first doing biracial and African American skin tones, don't apply your base skin tone mixture when the kit is still hot or warm, because what you'll find is the paint will immediately take to certain spots and will not stick to others, so you will end up with a splotchy, streaky mess even after you use your sponge to pounce it off. So learn from my mistakes and don't do that. So now I wait till the kit's completely cool and then do my flush wash. All right, on to the limbs. All right, guys, so it's the end of painting day 1. I didn't get to paint as long as I usually do because I didn't get the opportunity to start until this afternoon, when typically I kind of start right away in the morning. But I'm pretty satisfied for how far they've come in just a few hours. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the details. First on Serenity. So what both kids got were those 6 different layers of mottling of all different colors. I'm trying to bring it in so it'll focus. So they got preliminary mottling, and then they got their preliminary base skin tone layers. I wasn't really keeping count. I usually don't. But I'm going to guess they've each had about 4 layers, because I usually do 2 layers at a time before I bake it. I really think kind of the back of the head is where you're seeing more of the mottling detail. And let me also just show you her tummy plate, which is looking really cute. I love tummy plates. I just feel like they show the details so well. You can see on her feet as well as her hands and her lips. I'm avoiding the bottom of the hands and feet and avoiding the lips. Same with Charlotte. So she has had the same number of layers. She got the 6 different layers of preliminary mottling. Her mottling is showing a lot more. I think that's just because she has a much paler vinyl. So as I was saying, I think all the colors just are showing more vibrant on her because of how pale the vinyl is. But she did get her preliminary mottling, and then I think she had about, I want to say she's had 1 layer more, which is funny because she still looks paler, but because her vinyl is such a different color to start with, it's going to take a lot more layers to build up her skin tone. And then you can see the same thing on the bottom of the hands and feet. I'm just avoiding painting those at all. So I'm hoping I'm going to get another chance in a day or 2 to work on painting day 2, which hopefully will show a lot more progress. But I think for just a few hours, we've set a really great foundation for their under the skin details. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.